encouraging people living in Nigeria to take their holidays therein and people from abroad to visit Nigeria. The bill was read for the first time in this chamber on Tuesday, 9th March 2017. The major highlights of the Tourism Development Corporation, which was established through an Act of Parliament in 1992, is to promote tourism in Nigeria and encourage the provision and improvement of tourism amenities and facilities in Nigeria that are not in tandem with the present realities in the tourism sector and international best practices. The role of tourism in enhancing inclusive economic growth and development of both advanced and emerging economies cannot be overemphasized. Tourism stimulates economic growth by generating income, employment, investments, exports, and it serves as a catalyst for socio-economic development. In fact, tourism has been included as a target in Goals 8, 12, and 14 of Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, despite the increasing and unpredictable shocks from terrorist attacks and political instability, health pandemics, and natural disasters. Travel and tourism continue to show its resilience in 2016, generating well over $7.6 trillion, that is 10.2% of global GDP, and 292 million jobs in 2016, and accounted for over 30% of total global service exports. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, tourism in Nigeria is still in its infancy, considering the large accumulation of resources which are yet untapped, and the institutional structure is yet to be regulated to compete favorably with other fast-growing tourism destinations. Successive governments have tried in their best to put the industry in the national economic map, but the sector could not meet up with the exclusive listing. Nigeria is blessed with different tourist attractions, such as Yankari Game Reserve, Obudu Ranch Resort, Mambila Plateau, Zuma Rock, Ancient Benin Great Wall, National Museum, and Slave House, etc. However, it is unfortunate that the contribution of tourism to Nigerian GDP is still appalling. For example, in 2016, the total contribution of travel and tourism to GDP was 1.861 billion. That is 1.7% of GDP. While travel and tourism generated 649,500 jobs directly in 2016, that is about 1.6% of total employment. Whereas in countries like Gambia and South Africa, tourism contributed 7.4% and 4.6% directly to employment. Similarly, while visitors' export contributed about 46.5% to Gambia's export in 2016, Nigeria visitors' export accounted for 1.9% of export in 2016. Even though rich in ecotourism and business tourism potentials and constrained by figurative and actual analysis to plan development, the political will and legislation are far from regularizing the industry to keep abreast with both national tourism policy and master plan implementation program in line with United Nations framework on sustainable tourism development efforts. Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, this bill is an attempt to put the tourism sector in its rightful place and to support government efforts in our quest to diversify the national economy. To this end, there is the need to adopt certain measures towards promoting the travel and tourism sectors. These measures include the enactment of this bill into law, which is aimed at harnessing tourism resources and diversifying such to compete favorably with other major economic sectors, given its socio-economic and cultural importance. The very essence of this bill, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, is to have the tourism sector contribute maximally to national economy as a major export earner, like petroleum and agricultural sectors of the national economy. This is to be achieved through well-structured provisions and appraisals of tourism resources of the nation and the contribution of both natural and human capacities to transform the industry into a job-creating foreign exchange earner that will meet the socio-economic well-being of the nation. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, this bill will no doubt strengthen the Nigerian Tourism Development Authority to revolutionize the tourism sector to realize its full potentials. This bill has no consequential financial implication, as the structures for its operations are already in place in Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, which the authority bill seeks to establish will take over from. I therefore urge you all to support this bill to improve the tourism fortunes of our dear nation. Thank you very much.
Senator Jang.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I'm Senator Jonah David Jang, representing Plateau North Senatorial District. I stand to support my neighbor for a well-thought bill that should be given urgent attention, because tourism, if harnessed properly in Nigeria, will be next to oil revenues, if not more. Mr. President, tourism should be private sector driven, but there is a need to create the infrastructure that will attract private sector involvement in tourism. Our roads, again, are so bad that people cannot move freely. The railway line is, again, dying because the improvement that is supposed to be given and priority given to the railway line, we just hear it on the newspapers. We have not really seen work really going on the railway lines. The airways, private airlines, of course, there's no government airline any longer, and the private airlines are virtually just managing. And we cannot create tourism or attract people to come into tourism without this infrastructure that are being provided. So we have to take a look at what is required in form of infrastructure that will attract the private sector, both foreign and local, to be able to develop our tourism. And if we are able to develop our tourism, as the presenter has said, tourism is going to earn a lot of foreign exchange for this country, and this country will be the better for it, for our economic development. Thank you for the opportunity for me to contribute. I therefore support that this deal be given, be read the second time.
Senator Mao.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Senator Mao Aruko, who I'm representing Abia North. I want to commend my friend, Senator Mike Urogide, for bringing this bill at the right time when Nigeria is talking about diversification. And I know that most countries, both developing and developed countries, that tourism has become the heartbeat and the economic mainstay of most of these countries. Nigeria is blessed and endowed with so much tourism potentials, but we've not been able to harness these potentials, maybe because of no enabling, no option than to support this bill wholeheartedly and encourage my colleagues that we need to support this so that we can harness all that we have in the tourism sector, which is very, very important. And most companies and most countries are really developing their tourism outlays, and we have to do this, and I think this is the right time to do that. So on that note, I want to support this bill and encourage that it should go through second reading. Thank you.
Anybody against this bill? I'll put the question then. Those in favor that this bill be read second time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation Act, Cap 137, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact Nigerian Tourism Development Authority, and for other connected matters thereto, 2017, second reading.
A bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation Act, Cap 137 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Tourism Development Authority, and for other connected matters thereto, 2017 second reading taken. This bill is referred to the Committee on Culture and Tourism, report back in 4 weeks. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, having successfully concluded today's proceedings on the order paper, I move that the Senate stands adjourned till tomorrow, Wednesday, 12th July 2017 at 10 a.m. prompt. I so move.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the Senate do adjourn till July the 12th at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor that the Senate says hereby adjourn to Wednesday, 12 July 2017, 10 a.m. prompt, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate is accordingly adjourned to Wednesday, 12 July 2017, 10 a.m. prompt.